What's up everyone, welcome to this new flight review from New York LaGuardia to Knoxville, Tennessee on a Delta Connection CRJ-700.
Maybe one day I'll get Sky Club privileges. That will be a good day when I get that.
Here's Terminal C at New York's LaGuardia Airport. Our pre-flight meal today is this cheese pizza that was not very good, and then I had this peanut butter and chocolate chip cookie, which wasn't bad. Here's the departures board, and the flight for today has already been 1 to 2 hours delayed. And here's our aircraft for today, a CRJ-700. In my last flight review that I did, I asked people if they wanted more voiceovers, and more people said that they wanted them, so that's what we're going to be doing for today. So here's the seat of this flight. The seat was pretty good, had great space to it, and the airplane was pretty clean. And the airplane, I believe, was like a 15 to 16 year old plane at the time, so not bad. It didn't really show too much wear and tear, and they did a pretty good job with it. I ended up getting a whole row to myself because I changed my seat at the last second, seeing that this entire row is empty, which is a tip that I played in my last flight review, which will be in the top right corner if you want to go check that out. One of the best parts about flying out of New York LaGuardia Airport is typically whenever I fly out, I actually fly over downtown Manhattan. Thank goodness the weather decided to clear up a little bit on this departure, which offered amazing views of the Empire State Building, the World Trade Center, and much more. I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but the views were even better in person. And that was pretty much most of the views for this flight. So now, shifting over to the Delta in-flight entertainment app, which I've talked about in other videos, is absolutely amazing. They give you so many options between movies, TV shows, and some live TV options that really make their app super competitive compared to other airlines. Today's flight's only about 2 hours long, so it's not really much time in the air, which means I really didn't spend too much time on the entertainment app, but I did watch a little bit of Star Wars while I was in the air, which is a pretty typical of me, honestly, in these flight reviews. Famous Tom Stanley bathroom check, and overall it was pretty clean. It could have used a little bit of work down there by the basin, but other than that, not too bad. Here's the meal service for this flight, and it was between Cheez-Its and Biscoffs, so I decided to choose the Biscoff and a cup of water. If you're an av geek, you could probably tell which aircraft that is in the distance right there. It is an MD-88. Now, this flight review was recorded back in December of 2019, way before this whole pandemic that we're in right now. While I was going back and editing this flight review, I also realized that was one of the last few times that I got to see an MD-88 in person, which is just so sad to me. It really shows how unpredictable the aviation industry really is. Unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to fly on a Delta MD-88. I was supposed to fly the MD-88 in September 1st of 2020 from Knoxville to Atlanta, but due to the early retirings, I did not get that chance. Instead, it will be the Boeing 717, so look out for that flight review in the future. Whenever I was editing this video, I saw the MD-88, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really have an attachment to it because I didn't get to fly it, but I was just like, wow, like that was my last time ever seeing the MD-88 in person. And it's just crazy how fast this industry with aviation changes with this pandemic now, or depending on whenever you're watching it. It's just, you know, things can be gone just like that. So whenever I saw that in the video, I got a little bit sad, honestly, editing it. So I won't keep you for too much longer, but I basically done like a review on the same exact seat, same exact product, just different shots with this video and kind of a different, obviously different crew. So this flight kind of worked a little different compared to the one that I did before on the same day earlier. This was more of a night flight because it kind of got delayed, which I always like to do some things that I like, some things I don't like about the flight, and I always like to start with the kind of the bad things. And for me, one of the obvious bad things about this flight were the crew. The crew just, you didn't even see them on this flight, and I don't know if it was because it was a night flight or anything like that, but it's like you saw them when you boarded and you saw them when you left, and then the meal service, and that was it. Like I didn't even remember seeing them, and this wasn't like, I mean, it was not a short flight. It's not really a long flight. It's about 2 hours, so it's kind of right there in the middle for like an American domestic flight. So yeah, I think the flight attendants were nowhere near as good as the flight before. Like I remember getting off that flight and I was like, wow, like this is like amazing. And then, you know, I got off this flight and it just wasn't, you know, it didn't really have that wow me effect as the first flight. Second thing was there was a delay. And I don't really know what the delay was. They didn't really say. It was the last flight of the day. The aircraft was going to sit in Knoxville for the rest of the night. So typically when that happens, every little flight can get a little bit of a delay, and it all kind of catches up to that last flight. And I assume that's what happened, but I don't know exactly what happened. But one of the things I did like about it, though, is they did apologize for the delay. That's much better. Emirates takes some notes about that. That's much better, customer experience, that they have kind of some empathy, or at least pretend to have empathy, that your plans changed and they weren't on time and things like that. So that was kind of something I didn't like. Obviously, I like to be on time, but we were looking at 2.5 hours being late, and we came in about 1 hour late. So it wasn't too bad, but still, if I had to complain about anything or something I didn't like, it was probably that. But going on to the good part of things, I always like to get all that bad stuff out of the way. The good part of things, I really love the seat. The seat is pretty comfortable. It offers plenty of space. The plane, it was a decently old plane, and it felt pretty well maintained. It felt clean. I didn't have any problems with it. It was a really comfortable seat. And for this flight, I believe I got it for about $70 one way, which, that's such a good deal. From New York, LaGuardia to Knoxville for $70 one way. It's really hard to beat that. And I got the basic fare, which I made a video talking about how you can change your seats. Even if you get the basic fare, you can change your seats and do it for free, so you get an empty row like I did, which is an amazing tip, by the way. You should go check that out in one of my videos. I'll probably link it up at the top. The next thing that I really enjoyed about this flight was the app. I know I've talked about it in other videos, but seriously, the Delta app for the entertainment and the Wi-Fi and texting people for free, and I think it's unlimited texting. I don't think it's capped, but you can do it on WhatsApp, and you can do it on Facebook Messenger, and you can do it on iMessage. And if you're T-Mobile, you get free Wi-Fi. I'm not T-Mobile, so I don't know that life, but I'm AT&T, so being able to text people while you're thousands of feet in the air on iMessage or whatever app you decide, it's just such a cool feeling. So those were some things that I really enjoyed about my flights. Those are some things that I liked. I'm keeping it brief, keeping it simple, because if you've seen the other video, you've probably seen my thoughts on it. So one last thing I want to touch on in this video is this is really the last footage of me using my old gear, which my old gear was a GoPro Hero 6 and my iPhone, which I still use my iPhone, but those are the primary drivers of my content creation. So that's why some things are kind of they're not as great quality. So these next few flight reviews, which I got so many coming up. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you see I've been traveling a lot. So I am stored up on so many flight reviews and content. It is insane. So I'm really looking forward to editing those and getting those out for you. I think many of you are going to really enjoy it. It's going to be kind of like this style of the video. If you really enjoyed the video, by the way, please destroy the like button for me. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment. I'll be down there replying to all of you. Yeah, hope you really enjoyed this video, and I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support here on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.